Melchizedek, the mysterious priest, a divine figure connected to the fall of angels. Dear brother, dear sister, peace be with you, but prepare for an uncomfortable truth. At the portal to the unknown, we will delve into one of the most enigmatic figures, and for many a true portal to the unknown of the Bible, Melchizedek. Imagine an ancient world where the line between the divine and the earthly was thin and millennia-old secrets awaited to be unraveled. In the heart of an era of myths, legends, and profound corruption, an enigmatic figure emerges from the shadows of history, a priest-king whose name echoes through the millennia, but whose true identity remains shrouded in mystery. Who was Melchizedek, and why did his brief appearance in the sacred scriptures generate centuries of speculation that connect him to cosmic destinies, fallen angels, and the promise of redemption? Prepare for a journey that defies comprehension, for this message is not easy, but it is urgent. Listen carefully. Before we proceed on this fascinating journey through the annals of time and mystery, I ask for a moment of your attention. If you are passionate about stories that unravel the inexplicable and reveal hidden truths, this is your place. Be sure to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell to not miss any of our next dives into the unknown. Your participation helps us continue exploring these profound topics and bring more content like this to you. The first mention of Melchizedek is as abrupt as it is impactful, appearing in the book of Genesis, chapter 14, verses 18 to 20. After Abram's, not yet Abraham's, victory over the invading kings, an unexpected figure emerges to meet him, not as a warrior or a common monarch, but as something much deeper. The Bible tells us that he was the king of Salem and priest of God Most High. He's not presented with a genealogy or a known lineage, which already sets him apart from all other biblical characters of his time who were meticulously recorded in family trees. He simply appears, a priest of a God Most High in a land of pagans. The religious hypocrisy of the time, which idolized false gods, is confronted by the presence of a true priest who honored the Creator. Melchizedek is presented with two distinct titles, King of Salem and Priest of God Most High. Salem, which would later become Jerusalem, means peace, giving him an aura of sovereignty over a dominion of tranquility and justice. His priestly function, however, is what truly distinguishes him, for he does not belong to the Levitical line that would be instituted by God through Moses and which would only be established centuries later. He operates under a completely different, pre-existing, and seemingly eternal priestly order. The most celebrated moment of his appearance is the meeting with Abram, where Melchizedek offers bread and wine. This seemingly simple act is loaded with profound symbolism, prefiguring sacred rituals that would become central to future traditions, such as the Lord's Supper. He blesses Abram, and Abram in turn recognizes Melchizedek's authority and gives him a tithe of all his goods, a sign of reverence and submission to a superior spiritual authority. This encounter is the only direct interaction of Melchizedek with any biblical figure before his mysterious disappearance. He has no recorded birth and no death, which makes him one of the greatest enigmas of the Scriptures. One of the most intriguing aspects of Melchizedek is the complete absence of his genealogy. The Hebrew Bible is meticulous in recording lineages, but for Melchizedek, there is no father, no mother, no record of his birth or death. This singularity elevates him to an almost mythical level, suggesting that his existence transcends temporal and earthly conventions. He is, in essence, a priest without precedent, without known successors, and without an apparent end. God's silence about his origin and end is as significant as what is revealed.
Centuries after his appearance, Melchizedek is mentioned again in Psalm 110, verse 4, a messianic psalm that prophesies a priest in the order of Melchizedek. This prophecy is crucial and is fully developed in the book of Hebrews in the New Testament, where the author in Hebrews chapter 7 argues that Jesus Christ is the eternal high priest, not of the Levitical order, which was temporary and imperfect, but of the order of Melchizedek. This connection elevates Melchizedek from a historical figure to a divine archetype, a precursor to the Messiah himself, who would be a priest and king forever, just as Melchizedek was. To understand the depth of Melchizedek's role, we need to contextualize the world in which he lived. It was an era marked by corruption and chaos, a time where apocryphal narratives and some rabbinic interpretations based on texts like the Book of Enoch suggest a nefarious influence of the fallen angels, the Watchers. These celestial beings who descended to earth and mixed with humanity introduced forbidden knowledge such as metallurgy, sorcery, astrology, and other practices that diverted civilization from its divine purpose. The offspring of these beings and human women produced a race of giants, the Nephilim, leading to widespread depravity and violence, culminating in the need for a great flood to purify the earth. It is here that Melchizedek's connection to the fallen angels becomes intriguing. He's not an ally, but a counterpart. While the fallen angels represented rebellion, disorder, and corruption, Melchizedek personified divine order, righteousness, and peace. His appearance as a priest of God Most High in a world dominated by the influence of the fallen angels is a testament to divine sovereignty, a reminder that even in the deepest darkness, the light of truth persists. His existence in the midst of an era of idolatry and demonic influence is a beacon of hope, showing that God never abandoned humanity. Some scholars and esoteric traditions suggest that Melchizedek was not just a priest, but a guardian of ancestral knowledge and a cosmic order that preceded the very fall of the angels. He would represent a pure spiritual lineage, immune to corruption, a holder of divine secrets that could guide humanity back to righteousness. His presence would be a reminder that a path to redemption was always available, even in the darkest ages, a call to genuine repentance and the pursuit of truth. Melchizedek's offering of bread and wine to Abram is seen by many as a rite of communion and a harbinger of the redemption to come. In contrast to the degradation and death brought by the fallen angels, the priesthood of Melchizedek points to life, purification, and the restoration of the relationship between God and humanity. He is the link between primordial chaos and the promise of a new beginning, a priesthood that offers forgiveness and a return to divine grace, a priesthood that is completed in Jesus Christ. The uniqueness of Melchizedek lies in his priesthood without father or mother, without genealogy, without beginning of days or end of life. Hebrews chapter 7, verse 3. This description does not necessarily mean that he had no parents or was not born, but that his priestly lineage is not of earthly or temporal origin. It is an order that transcends time and space, echoing the eternal nature of God himself, and therefore a perfect order for the Messiah. Spiritual persecution today can manifest in the attempt to disqualify Christ's priesthood, but it is unshakable, founded on the eternal order of Melchizedek. The mystery of Melchizedek continues to fascinate theologians, historians, and truth seekers. He serves as a bridge between eras, a figure that connects the pre-flood world and the messianic prophecies, challenging our linear understanding of time and history. His existence invites us to look beyond the obvious, to question established narratives, and to seek the deeper truths that hide between the lines of ancient texts. The story of Melchizedek, with its subtle but powerful connection to the fallen angels and the promise of redemption, reminds us that the universe is a stage for a continuous cosmic battle between order and chaos. Melchizedek represents divine intervention, the beacon of hope that points to a path back to harmony, a path that culminates in the greatest promise of redemption for all humanity. The priesthood of Melchizedek, unique and eternal, is not just a historical curiosity, it is the foundation upon which the highest promise of salvation is built. It shows us that divine grace operates in ways that transcend our human expectations and categories, preparing the ground for a redemption that is as universal as time itself. The end times will not be the end of Melchizedek's priesthood, but its consummation. What is your theory about this mysterious priest